Hey, everybody. Welcome to the experience live with Russ and Scott.
Welcome to the experience live with Russ and Scott.
Special thank you to our sponsor, Summit Cleaning and Restoration. For more information on Summit and their cleaning and restoration services, go to summitclean.com.
Hey.
All right. Wow. It's already seemed like it's been a full day of live streaming. That's because
It has
been a full
been, I'm
day.
sure. Yeah. Well, here we are live with Russ and Scott on the experience. We do this
Plus,
every Wednesday morning, but it's not Wednesday morning, Russ.
no, this is the experience plus. It's a live special episode
Ooh,
because
plus.
we have
Yep.
special people. You're all special out there, but we got a couple special people here, Russ
hmm
Johns, Gabe Leal, that are going to join us very shortly. And we're super excited about that. We're going to talk some live streaming and some amazing things going on today. And we love that topic. We love that subject. But hey, what's been going on in
hmm
your day today, Scott? Anything
Well, hey,
exciting?
put that banner up at the bottom because we want people to go to your website, russhedge.com, or my website, dscottsmith.com, because on there there's the opportunity for people to join our mastermind
That's
on live
right.
streaming. And Gabe and Russ, who are our guests today, Russ Johns, um, are a part of this remarkable community of people.
Yes.
And yeah. Well, here's a fun thing. So I had actually a telemedicine appointment today, and most people, the doctors, right, and the staff, when they join in on these things, they're used to people connecting on their phones or using a terrible little computer camera or having terrible audio or all kinds of issues. Well, here I was all set up with all my live streaming stuff, lights on, good mic, great camera. I tell you, made the appointment go much faster too. But they love it. They love it.
There you go.
So
Well,
there's more than
sometimes
just your business
I
in
wonder
live
how they do
streaming.
that sometimes, right? How do they do that? I had one of my family members that needed something specifically checked out, and they go, "We're just going to do a Zoom appointment," and they're like, yeah, but you can't tell what the problem is with the Zoom appointment. I mean, if you're talking about stuff, that's one thing, but yeah. Anyway,
Oh,
that's a
we were
story
just
for
talking about
another
some
day.
stuff. That's another day, but I'm just saying that if you get set up for live streaming, uh, there's many other uses that you'll be uh, employing those
There you
tools,
go.
those skills. Life will be better, food will taste better, the sunrise, the birds will sing sweeter. I don't know, all that stuff, right?
Is that
I'm
what's
just
going to
saying, join the
happen?
mastermind and life will be better. That's it.
There you go. Yeah, no, I agree that it's going to be great. We're going to have a ton of fun. If you want more information, just connect with Scott and I. And again, russedge.com or dscottsmith.com. And we have
Mhm.
so many great things going on. But so that we have enough time to talk to these amazing people, I think we should just jump in and bring them in. What do you
Let's do
think?
it. Let's do it. Life
All
is
right.
short enough. Let's
There
fill
we
it up.
Mr. Russ Johns, Mr. Gabe
Woo!
Leal are in the house. Hey guys.
All right.
What's up, man?
Look at, we're right over Gabe's shoulder there. I love it. That's
Well,
It's amazing. I saw that earlier, Gabe. I love that. You've got the show going on behind you, and Gabe just came
Mhm.
straight off another show that I was commenting on. And I went back to the show right before I started this show, and I thought, Gabe is still on the other show. He's gonna have to hop off.
well, that's the whole thing about it. When you start sharing value, right? You're trying to get people. You start talking about one thing, and it leads into another part of the
Mm.
conversation. So,
Yeah.
I'm just like, I got to start learning a little bit more. Like, hey, okay, we got to step now. At this point, I got a hard stop. So, there are some times where I'm just like, you know what? If I have the free time, I will roam aimlessly if you allow me to. But then there's times where I gotta get a hard stop because I gotta get over to another show. So that was funny because it was funny because I was actually before I went on that live, I was in the clubhouse room. I went from clubhouse room to live to clubhouse room to back over here live.
There's something about the audio though. It's kind of nice to connect and have those conversations without the lights on. I'm just saying.
It is like I can see they don't have to see me putting on the equipment or anything. I'm just like, here, I'm talking real quick. What do trying
Mhm.
to add a little bit of value when people are asking, and then, oh yeah, but I gotta go because I gotta go get on another live stream.
Well, I tell you,
run from audio
amazing.
to video.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many of those we all do. But Gabe, I think you seem to be, I don't know, between you and Russ, I tell you, it's like a continual live stream.
Mhm.
The live stream, it's kind of like a reality show. Gabe,
Yeah, what
and
was
live
that?
stream.
Well, it's gonna get worse the moment I get on Amazon Live. So, that'll be another one because I think you're on there now, Scott.
Yeah, I got on Amazon Live last May is when I started. And it's been a lot of fun. And I've been trying to do about 2 to 3 a week is kind of about what I fit in. And I haven't set it up as a regularly scheduled program because what I've been doing is a lot of author interviews, people like Russ Hedge. And those you just got to fit around people's schedule. But it's been a lot of fun. I've got Holly Jean Jackson coming in tomorrow. We're going to have a good time on Amazon with her new book. We got to push it,
Inspiration
pump it.
Contagion.
There you go.
Very cool.
That's right.
Yeah. This is a great book, and we're going to have fun. She tells a story where she faced down a bear. So we're going to have fun there.
True story. True story. True
Wow.
story. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. We had actually her and Matt Rouse on the Experience Wednesday morning. And being that I'm an inspiration specialist and she's like inspiration contagion, we just like go right together. So it's all good. So, hey, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I can't really think of anybody live online now that doesn't know Russ or Gabe, but we're going to start with Russ. And we're going to have you, Russ, give everybody just a snapshot of who you are and just tell them the things you're up to right now because you're doing some cool stuff.
Well, thanks, Russ and Scott. Thank you so much for having us on the show. Gabe, it's always a pleasure to hang out with Gabe. And I have been producing and showing up on the Pirate broadcast for a number of years now, hundreds of episodes. And also I've put together the Pirate Syndicate to help other producers and produce other shows for individuals and business owners that want to be seen, be heard, and be talked about. And it's really about the community. Before we were talking on the show about how amazing this community is because we're we're not seeing it as a competition. We're seeing it as a collaboration. And I think that's really the essence of what we're doing with the Pirate Syndicate, the Pirate Broadcast, is helping more people help more people. Because when we actually get involved and engaged in the community, and we can help bring the awareness up in the live streaming community, then it's just everybody's a winner. And I can't do enough to support the community. And I have clients that I'm producing shows for now. I'm working on video projects. I'm producing content creation process. And years ago, tell a little backstory. I used to actually live stream high school varsity sports to AM radio, and now I'm streaming AM radio to the internet. So I've gone full circle now. So it's in an interesting transition, and I'm excited to be here. So thank you so much.
Was that in your Portland days, Russ?
No, that was actually in Houston days. So yeah, I used to hire college broadcasters, journalist students and broadcasters to live stream high school varsity sports, and I'd bring it back into the studio over the internet and then stream it back out to the AM station for the community in Sugar Land, Texas. So,
well, that's great. It's funny because I've done that for the last couple of years. My son is now graduated high school, but all of his football games I live streamed out.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful because there were family members that couldn't come, their grandparents, and I'm not talking about our family, I'm talking about the families of the other members of the team.
Yeah.
It became a community, and then they started having these conversations as they're watching the game. They go like, "Hey, Gabe, good to see you. Russ, it's great to see you." And you'd be having these little conversations, and I was the facilitation point.
Yeah.
And it's so gratifying to do that.
Yeah. It's amazing where we've traveled in the last number of years in technology that allows us to do this. And I swear we're living in the most amazing time in the history of humanity for being able to capture some of the gifts and messages that we're all sharing here. And some of the stories that exist in our lives and the things that we've done over history, and bringing that to the table and sharing it out.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And before, Gabe, we have you come up and give everybody a little blip into the bazillion things that you're doing, your continual life as a live stream. I wanted just to tag on to say to both of you, it is amazing. And Scott, that your story reminds me. So pre-COVID, it was just getting going. My son and daughter-in-law were planning a wedding. It all was beautiful and wonderful and happy until it got closer to April 20th, 2020. And that was actually the day before they completely shut Seattle down. And this is where their wedding was. So they had gone from a big venue, all these people, to just the family and the wedding party at a private home. And thank goodness it was a beautiful home, poolside, lakeside, which was beautiful for them. But the thing that was so cool is that one of their friends came in to live stream the wedding because nobody could be there. And I thought, is this the coolest thing ever? They're live streaming this on YouTube. All the family got to see it. Everybody got to see it because they couldn't be there. And I thought, that's so amazing that they can do that. Little did I know, just about a month later, I was going to launch into a new business where I would soon be doing the same thing. And now it seems like half the world is live streaming. So it's amazing. Yeah. So, hey, Gabe, let me just pop to you. And since you're live streaming 24/7, give everybody a little blip about who you are and what you're up to.
Absolutely. Thank you, Russ. So my name is Gabe Leal. I am a LinkedIn live streaming expert. I have spent the majority of my career learning how to not only create live streams, but also how to make them better through education and learning through other creators and watching how other people build out their live stream. So I'm very much aligned with what a lot of you guys are talking about, helping people learn to become better live streamers. Why is that important? Well, if you're putting yourself on a platform, if you're putting yourself on social media, if you're putting yourself out there for personal or business, you want to look your best. You want to give the best presentation possible. So how do you do that? Well, you learn how to become a creator. You learn how to take the learn how to take the skill sets that somebody provides you, or that you can learn from, again, simply watching. You know, a lot of some of the things that I've learned, I spent my time at YouTube University. It's been it's
a great place.
Yeah, if people want to know where I got my degree from, they go, where did you get your video degree? I got my video degree at YouTube University. That's where I got it from. So I teach individuals that, you know what, you can learn a lot through self-learning besides jumping into a more in-depth, more specific sort of course of learning. That's just the evolution of it. I mean, it gets you enough to get you started. And then once you learn how to evolve, you want to define your skills. You want to learn how to get them a lot better. Then that's when you start going into the part of taking on courses and masterminds and learning how to learn from the people that have been doing it for a long time and do it very well. So that's what we all want to do here in helping people get to that point. So that's kind of me in a nutshell, as far as like what I've been doing and what I've been working on. I've been testing out everything, guys. This is why they love allowing me these features, because I'm like, you give me something new to play with, I'm going to go play with it. I'm going to go figure out how it works. So I've been doing an audio room on LinkedIn now since I've got access to it 2.5 weeks ago.
We're going to call you the chief experimenter.
Exactly. So the moment that they give me something else to try to test out, that's what those people are, product testers. Like, here, give this. Yeah. Okay, cool. You want me to do that? I will. I'll figure out really cool, fun things to do stuff. And that's my job. I get to wake up every morning to do that. It's like,
that's amazing.
Gabe, I love that you talk about YouTube University, because things have changed so much. And Russ Johns, I want to hear your thoughts about this as well, because we think about those things that we were taught in school about going to work and meeting people. And in a way, your video presence is now the new handshake.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And the reality is one of the things that I always love to do is do introductions through video. And I'm a trainer for Dub, which I'm a huge fan of. #LoveMyDub. And the reality is that we have an opportunity where we can actually use some of the technology if we're willing to adapt it. And just like Gabe says, the YouTube University, I go to the University of Life, where I've learned these skills over time and being constantly curious, picking up new things and experimenting with them and discovering what brings attention and how you can actually make an impact and start a conversation, build a relationship. Both of you guys are tremendous at building relationships. And I think that really, right now in this day and age, just amplifies what we need to do more of, is building quality relationships, understanding how we can help each other, and making sure. And video is the quickest way to build authority, visibility, and your brand, in my opinion. So learning it, learning the skill, mastering some of the techniques around it, and just putting yourself out there is tremendous value.
Yeah. Well, I completely agree with that. In fact, it's interesting because building community, I think, is at the center of life itself. And I think that it's what makes things move. Collaborating, helping. I love the term collaboration over competition. I just love helping people because I have been helped so much. I remember, speaking of YouTube University, I remember getting onto LinkedIn, which before all this happened, I thought was just a place to get a job, and I wasn't really interested. Then I found out it was a lot more, and I see this Russ Johns guy all the time showing up. And then I see this Gabe Leal guy with this crazy stuff. He had the craziest backgrounds. And then I see him just what I really loved, I saw, these are two examples. I saw Gabe saying, I'm just trying out new equipment, trying out new backgrounds. And he's talking, his kids are running around behind, and then he's doing all this crazy stuff and he's just fiddling. And there's all these people talking and engaging. Then I go to Russ John's Pirate Broadcast and he goes, well, the guest didn't show up. LinkedIn Live isn't working, but I'm just moving ahead. And you know what? This is what you do. And I'm thinking, well, first of all, I love these guys because they're just like real people that even when things happen, they're just like, yeah, it's all good, which is kind of my attitude too. It's all good. And so it really, the two of you really inspired me to think, yeah, I can go ahead and do these things because even people that have been doing it for a while, and you were both ahead of me in the game, are still, encountering things here and there, but they just roll with the punches.
Mhm.
And so I think that's really an inspiration today when you're getting out there showing just an authentic, here I am. And I have challenges just like everybody else does.
Sure.
Now, Scott never has challenges, but I mean,
Yeah, especially last Friday with the global tea break when we had horrible audio problems. My co-host Alan had a friend emergency that he had to run off to. Fortunately, I was able to grab Russ, knowing that he knew what was going on, and have him run Alan's part of the show. The problem was that I made him host. When he left, I couldn't do the breakout rooms in Zoom because he took that with him. So
I'm stealing it, taking it with me.
Yeah. And this is part of the beauty of life, right? It's really, as I often say, it's the imperfections that make life interesting, right? I mean, this is winter, it's ski season. And if you have a friend that comes back after skiing in Colorado, they're not going to tell you, well, I got on the chair and I rode up and I came down. And I got on the chair and I rode up and I came down. They're going to say, no, I was coming around the corner and then, right? I mean, that's the imperfections make life interesting.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, Gabe, we were talking earlier. Well, you were talking earlier. I was listening, but on your last live stream of the 7th you did today or whatever it is. And you and Russ are in a competition. Russ did like 5 today. You did like 7. Anyway. So you were talking about what is a subject that's really interesting to me. So let's get into some content that might interest some people. And that is, so when you're doing live video like this, live streaming, but you're doing it on your personal site, it gets buried. You were talking about that, but as opposed to the business site where it logs it in kind of like a YouTube type logging. So I didn't hear all of it. So I'm turning it over to you from there.
Okay, cool. So, part of the reason that we talk about multi-streaming is because I tell people stream to a YouTube page. Why did I tell people to stream to a YouTube page? Because it's a great place to hover all your video content, right? It sits on their servers. It sits on you don't have to sit there and actually have a master copy of your content if you don't have the space for it. Plus, when people go look for it, you can pretty much click on the link, share it with somebody. They can go back and watch it. Oh yeah, by the way, it's also SEO optimized. So if you know how to use keywords, you can go there. People can discover you in a Google search. They can type in Russ Hedge and just see what pops up. And if it's part of the process, it's going to pull up all your YouTube videos and everything else. Okay, now when it goes to LinkedIn, this is what your business page is now being able to do. So you're able to stream now with your business page, all of your content to your business page. And why is that important? Well, if you're on a business platform looking for clients in business, what a better way to have a nice little calling card and a little hub to send people to talk about what it is you're an expert in. If your field is in, let's just say healthcare, right? And you know how to talk about medical billing and coding, or how to, and you've created videos and you've streamed them to your business page because that's what your clientele is. And that's what you're searching for. It's simply saying, here's a link to my business page. I actually did a video of this. You can go over there and check it out. Oh yeah, by the way, you have other pages where you can put in other resources. You can put in your website. You can put in your funnels. You can go funnel people there to go check out your page. that you might have on another platform. You can go tie it into, again, to a website, or sign up for an event or a masterclass or workshop. All that stuff, it can be tied into your business page. How did I learn all this? Again, by going out there and learning. There's a book that I recommend people who want to learn about business pages. It's called Business Cold by Michelle J. Raymond and Lanier Johnson. And they talked strictly about business pages, on how you can use it to your advantage. I just also talk about it because it is a great way to kind of build lead generation in what you're doing. Guide people to where you want them to go on your business page, on the business platform that you're on, right? And you go there and you kind of get them to go check out a lot of your stuff. So if it's the links to your book, excerpts, videos that you've done about what befuddled is, and people, if you want to go get them, besides kicking them off the platform, right? That's the thing. If you can keep somebody here long enough, that's why they were including all these things. That's why they want live streams here. This is why they want social audio here. This is why, because this is a platform built for this, for networking, for business. That's why people are coming from other platforms now to come here. You want to know the proof? I'm finding more and more YouTubers showing up here on this platform.
Yeah,
and that's a great thing, because people like their platforms. And back a few years ago, Instagram gets purchased by Facebook, and so now people were posting to their Facebook, and it was automatically going to Instagram or to Twitter or these things. But the truth is that if I'm on Twitter, I want to be on Twitter. I don't want to be on Instagram. And if I'm on LinkedIn, I don't want to have to go to YouTube to find that content.
Right.
Because LinkedIn is my platform of choice. And so the more you can cater to what your customers want, I mean, that's basic sales. Be where your customers are.
Somebody was actually talking about this, where their links, their links that they were sending and sharing in LinkedIn weren't drawing as much connection or engagement on. Why? Because do you think LinkedIn wants you to leave their platform?
Definitely not.
No, they want you to stay here as long as you possibly can. That's the wormhole. That's the rabbit hole. They want you to stay here and actively network on here all day. That's why they offer things like Sales Navigator. That's why they offer all of these other things. They want you to come here, stay here. That's why they want recruiters to stay here, because people still want to come look for business. So they have their, it's all tied in for a reason. There is a strategy behind it. And yes, so much, Tim, you'll see this comment in just a second, but where your customers are. This is a platform that has over 200,000 registered businesses. A lot of them have corporate money, corporate dollar. Content is here. Content is becoming king. Content is becoming valuable. Digital assets are becoming valuable. There's a reason people are flocking to Twitter to go talk about NFTs. We're about to start doing this ourselves, and creators here as well, here on LinkedIn. Because here's the thing, guys, you can wrap up exclusive content inside of what an NFT is. So if you create a separate PDF with just exclusive information that people want, as far as like learning content, imagine you creating a workshop, but for one person, and they can purchase, and then they can own it for themselves. You're selling it to them. Hey, I created.
Check out what Steve Sims just did. Yeah. Hey, I want to touch base on something you said, Gabe, and I think it's important for us to at least consider. And I don't know that I haven't tried this directly. However, I think that I will be shortly in the future. Is when you have live streaming on your business page, you can actually create an event that you can actually share with your list. So if you create that in advance and you actually invite people, and you take that calendar link, and then you invite people to your calendar event, it will drive them back directly to your LinkedIn live stream page.
I love Gabe's reaction.
It just circle them back in.
Yeah.
Let them think let them thinking they're escaping, and then send them right back over to the hole where you're not getting away that easy. That's
attract and engage. Don't chase and convince.
That's it. That's the part of sales that we want to get.
So Gabe, question on that. Can you, if you are currently streaming on your personal page, does that mean you automatically can stream on your business page, or do you have to get a separate
One at a time.
LinkedIn Live?
One at a time. So, well, first of all, you got to get 150 followers. It's almost like your profile. You got to get 150 followers to your business page, and then once you've gotten that point, if you have access, you have creator mode, you should be able to. I discovered this because Russ told me. I turned it on one day, it was on there, and I was happy as can be. So
I have like access to 4 different LinkedIn pages.
and I didn't know that. I was already over the threshold. My page was already at 170 followers at that point, and I was like, really? Let me go check. Turn it on.
Well, there are some really interesting things. So one of the loopholes that I found, because today we're using StreamYard, and we thank StreamYard. So I use StreamYard, and I do not have the keys to broadcast to LinkedIn Live, but I broadcast live to LinkedIn all the time because I use a third-party program, StreamYard. So for all those people who are waiting to be approved to broadcast live into LinkedIn on their profile, use a third-party account and you're good.
There's always a workaround.
There's always a workaround.
There's always a workaround. I mean, if I wanted to, I could take this conversation here, open it up in another tab, stream it through a Restream tab if I wanted to, or my separate StreamYard account, hook it up to my business page. I could stream this inside of a stream without me even having to do work, and I can harbor it there inside of my business page. I think
Gabe could stream inside a stream inside a stream.
Oh, that's
right.
We could go all meta all over you.
That's the thing about it, guys. This is where, like I said, in creating content, and people want to know how to repurpose. This is a big thing people talk about. How do I repurpose my content? How can I do that? Right? Number one, what you've always coached, Russ, podcast. You can take your audio, go back there, refine it, run it through, cut it down. The tools are now available, what we use here in StreamYard. So if you're paying for the professional level, if you're going to be streaming full time, you're paying a professional level, you can get separate audio tracking. You can take them down as 2 zip files, go clean it up, run it through Audacity, go upload it in a podcast to wherever you want it to go. So if you want it to go to Apple, Anchor, Spotify, all the wonderful places.
You can actually, if you go through Aphonics, which is very cost effective, you can normalize it to the audio levels that platforms are looking for, and it'll dump it directly into Spreaker, which is my preferred platform, and then it will distribute it to about 20 locations.
So you're taking one already. That's already one way of taking the piece of content and distributing it out to other.
And then within Spreaker, you can actually have do Headliner, because you could actually grab Headliner and then split that off onto multiple platforms.
And again,
see, and all this, and Russ, I want you to speak to this too, because all of this stuff that's going on, I know people's heads are exploding because. But that's why we created the mastermind. That's why we created the mastermind, because it's not just get a Logitech camera and a Shure microphone and apply for LinkedIn Live. There is so much more to it. And so Russ, remind people about the mastermind.
Well, it's exciting because the reason I love doing live streaming is because I get to listen to guys like Russ Johns and Gabe Leal and learn things. So I can ask the questions I need to know, because right now my head feels like it's going to explode sometimes because of the streaming within the stream and all that kind of stuff. And you guys are so knowledgeable. And what
you got to do that, Gabe.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and this is why Scott and I originally came up with the mastermind idea, was because it's all about people helping each other. We are better together. Multiple minds are better than one, and we all know things that the other person doesn't know. And so being able to come together, sharpen each other, help each other out, support each other, and do all those kind of things is really what it was all designed to do. And it's a great place to learn some great content, but also be able to ask other people and, learn from each other as well. So it's just an exciting idea. And, earlier today, it was fun because I had my, and we're going to talk about this a little bit too, my How to Monetize Your Live Stream workshop. And, Russ and I have talked about that. And I am today, actually, one of my people at the class has already got their first sponsor after they left the class today and emailed me. So I was real excited for that for them. But what it's all about too, it's all about Gabe's coming in with another stream here. So he's streaming with his stream.
I know he's just
he's working it. He's working it.
No hesitation.
No. I'm not going to let him in yet. So anyway, but it was, hang on, Gabe. I'll let you in just a sec. It was really inspiring because we were talking all about community and the live streaming. And Russ, I think you brought this up right off the bat. That is what it all boils down to. The secret, and I'm going to give away the secret sauce to monetizing your live stream, is building community, building a support structure where everybody helps each other in not on live stream only, but in your community, whether your community is local, whether it is online, whatever. Then people know, like, and trust you, and they want to support you. And that's where it all begins. So it was really exciting. So now we have Gabe streaming within a stream within a stream, I think.
there we go.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's Gabe and his evil twin.
Yeah, and that's the reality of what we're able to do these days is,
right.
There's the limitations that I first had in place back in 2010 and the bandwidth you had in the internet, along those years, it's just continued to improve and just expand the possibility. So, for someone like myself that's been in tech so long, it's really, I'm just blown away all the time. And to see, watch Gabe and Russ and Scott, you guys just continue to evolve and expand on your business. I'm so excited about it. I just love it. And it's helping more people help more people. That's the whole basis. It's very simple. It's like, if you can help more people, then, it all works out for everyone. So
I love your vision, Russ. Russ Johns.
Well, that's why he was one of the first people I followed. He's one of the first people I've continued to follow. And that's why we've really formed a really great bond. It's because we align with a lot of what we talk about. And my thing is, it's always been about creativity and exploration.
Discovery.
Discovery. How are you going to know what the limitations of anything is if you don't really try?
Yeah.
That's why I know if I wanted to, again, I could, using the same link over and over and over again and using the same camera, I could pull myself into the stream 5 separate times. I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But how do you use it is a question, but I don't know if it has a useful purpose, but my thing is it can be done.
But it's fun.
But it's fun to figure out. I mean,
that's just like streaming to Clubhouse.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, is it useful? I don't know. Let's try it. Let's figure it out. And actually, I told Gabe about this earlier. And if you want to take a live phone call into your live stream, I can help you with that too. It's like, does it make sense? I don't know if it makes sense, but the reality is much like radio, call in. Hey, here's our call-in number. You can dial it in and you can call in and be part of the stream.
Exactly. So if you creatively want to put something together, at least you have the tools to do it if you wanted to. So that's why I said that it's take what's available there and go, you know what? How can I actually do a call-in show?
Yeah.
And then tie into what you do if that's what you want to go do. I mean, those things are huge in the sports world. I mean, can you imagine it's popular right now if you got on the stream and said, oh, by the way, hey guys, here's the phone number, call in. Talk about your points of why you're disappointed with your team, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and when you're passionate about something, and Gabe, I just really wish you were more passionate about live streaming. I do. Like you wanted to figure things out. But when you're really passionate about it, then what happens? You really want to seek knowledge. You want to figure things out. You want to help other people. You want to be Russ Johns and help more people. And I find, it's interesting because going back to YouTube University, and this is what we are today. When I came on, I am very, very driven to connect with people that are better than me, that know more than me, that I want to learn how to do things. That's why I connected with the two of you. I'm very intentional about doing those things. And when my son started out years ago, and Russ, we've talked about the music stuff. When he started out, he learned how to play the guitar on his own by watching YouTube and his favorite bands and his favorite guitar players. And next thing you know, he's an amazing professional musician, traveling the world, playing and doing great, amazing things because he was so passionate about it, but he just jumped on YouTube and figured it out. And I'm like, dude, how do you do that? That is amazing. And so today we have the same opportunity, right? Whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's YouTube, whatever, there's all of this knowledge. We have not lived, like you said, at a greater time when we can reach out to others. We can build this community and learn from each other and just do amazing things. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, and I think you guys also, because I'm a huge fan of this, is the opportunity to create a mastermind around a subject that you're passionate about. And I've been in masterminds for years. You know, I started back when I was teaching podcasting. And the reality is when you get people together, like Gabe and I go back and forth, and he has a perception that I may not have, or things that he's experienced that I haven't experienced yet. And so we could bounce things back and forth. And together we is stronger than me. So it's really that opportunity to actually see the perspective and be open to the opportunities, because that's what it's about. It's about how can we build a stronger relationship with the people that are in alignment. And then, like you say, with sponsors, then all of a sudden, I want access to the people that you have access to, because I want to support you and I want to support what you're believing in. And that way you could build an amazing community. You don't have to have 10 million TikTok followers or anything like that. You can have an incredibly healthy community around a topic that you're passionate about. And that's where we're living right now. And
right.
Yeah.
And people
Those
see the passion, right?
Yeah.
People see the passion. And then one thing I teach in my workshop is that if you're passionate and you're building community, when you start something off, you don't even have to sell anybody. People say to you, how can I support you? How can I help you? When I started my business and I started this, the majority of people that started sponsoring me off the bat were people that asked me to sponsor me. I didn't even have to ask them, because I had worked so much. You know, when we give out to others, I love to give support and help, just like you guys are the same way. That's why the four of us get along so great. And I love to do that. I do. It's just me. So when you get to a point where you need something, it's amazing how many of those people come back and say, hey, you know, you've been so awesome. What can I do to support you and what you're doing? And so this is how, this is a great thing about live streaming. One other thing I want to say, and that is what I love about community and building that community through live streaming is the amazing friendships and connections that you get, right? And I'm taking this to the next level. I mean, some of the best friends that we have may be people that we've never been in the same room with, are probably people in countries that we have never been to. And I would have never in a million years thought that I would be working with or collaborating with or being friends with so many people in so many areas of the world. And, you know, one of a person, it is a great, awesome friend and my teammate and my assistant that helps me ever is all the way over in Manila, the Philippines, 16 hours away from me, that I never would have worked with ever had it not been for this medium, because she saw me through live streaming and online, and we connected through online sources. And it's amazing the opportunities then to work with like-minded people that are doing great things. And I just appreciate that opportunity more than I can even say. It's amazing.
Back in 2016 at the Social Media Summit, it was Samantha Kelly's Social Media Summit in Dublin, Ireland. I gave a talk where it was called The Psychology and Physiology of Relationships. And looking at the academic research proved that the relationships that we create online, that we can create online, are just as strong as those that we create face-to-face. And starting in March of 2020, it's been lived out.
Oh, Absolutely, 100%. And the funny thing about it is, and I don't know if anybody, I'm sure you guys have had this experience where you'll go to a networking event, and it's almost as if even if you haven't met people, but they know of you online, the barrier to have that conversation is already accelerated past the uncomfortable, what do you do, who are you, what's your name kind of activity, because you're already familiar with the people that you're dealing with because you've already met them online, and it just accelerates that friendship.
Well, and that's what I learned completely by accident from taking selfies, because it was a similar thing when you take a selfie in a group and you tag everybody and you're all connected on social media. Suddenly, the connection process from no like to trust is accelerated tenfold. And by the next time I'm at a networking event, they're giving me a hug. They're going, Russ, like I'm their long lost friend, and I've only met them once. You know, it's an amazing process. And that's why I just loved doing that. Hashtag Russ Selfie. I loved that whole process. But it boiled down to the fact that not only did I love it, but it was very advantageous, and it was a huge benefit to me and everybody. So
you know why that happens, though. You know why that happens, don't you, Russ?
Why?
Because kindness is cool and smiles are free.
There it came out. Russ, you did it. Hey, and Russ, you mentioned about the opportunities, and Gabe, I want to hear your thoughts on this too, because right after the pandemic, the lockdown, March, I started with a couple of friends, and we started doing live conferences. And so we've done them for the university now for the last 2 years. And I've produced fundraiser events. And the funny thing is that those fundraiser events have netted out more money than the on-ground events. So there's all kinds of opportunities. I'm producing my wife's Pre-Act Your Age show, which we're recording live, but we're going to send it out. But we're doing it in one take. And so when we talk about live streaming video, it's kind of like saying, Gabe, teach me how to cook. Well, okay, I can teach you how to cook, but that once you know the basics, that opens up a whole world. And this is what I want to hear from Gabe.
Gabe doesn't know how to cook, though. He's on live streams all day. He doesn't have time to cook.
No. Russ was the one that was telling me about preheating the microwave. So me, who doesn't know how to cook.
Well, that's what I love about what this is. So it's got a word now. What you're describing has a word now. It's called the creator economy. Yeah. And that's a very big thing of people like, what is the creator economy? This is what we're living in now. So it's through conferences, like you said. It's no longer that I have to be in person to either generate revenue or to, the hybrid events now, they're just as big. You know what? It's plus it proves to be very cost effective for some of these conferences. So if I got a speaker in Switzerland where I don't have to foot thousands of dollars to fly him over, room and board, to get somebody here to get to speak on a stage, I can simply book him to come on a live stream, get him here inside of the conference, let my tech people handle the technical part of having him come show up. He can still pub his book. He still gets to share his message. I can pay him just the speaker's fee. I don't have to pay anything else. It's a cost-effective way to kind of continue to do these things and still be able to provide the guests and the value and everything else. These events, there's a reason that they generate money. Now it's about doing it in a very cost-effective way that still nets you what you're trying to do, is to get people to show up, whether it's
you can get more attendance. So the Sea Grant group out of the university, they run State of the Coast conference, and they've been doing it for years. But there were a number of people that couldn't participate because their department didn't have the money to send them and room and board, and they couldn't miss the job. They couldn't leave their family. So when we started running for the last 2 years, running their conference, they had greater attendance and more diverse attendance than they've had in the past.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, I think when people embrace the advantages, because when COVID hit and so many people went, oh my goodness, life is over. We can't do all these things. But the people that realize that, hey, we can still do things. We just have to do things differently. Hey, we can still get out there and succeed. We just have to change up how we're doing things or whatever. And, it's interesting. I'll bring up the church that I go to. The wonderful place. A lot of churches suffered because people were online and they thought, well, they can't do these things. Well, our church had already laid in the online platforms for giving and all of that. And they were so active within the whole process. We had the biggest year ever during COVID. And then the
Wow.
next year we had the biggest year ever again because
We've
what
experienced the
ended up
same
happening.
thing.
Yeah, it's the
We've
same thing
experienced the
because
same thing. Yeah.
they were multi-streaming. You had live services, they were hybrid, and once we could get back in and online, and we started this digital community that we're doing on top of that. It just opened up doors that people are saying, hey, I wonder why we didn't think of this stuff before. But it's just like the conferences and stuff you're talking about. It just opened so many different options that weren't there previously. It's just amazing. It's amazing what you could do.
Well, you got to think of it like this too. I mean, so say you do have let's just say
Somebody really wants you there, Gabe.
I know my phone keeps ringing. Jesus. So let's just say,
I'm sure they're going to fix that deal with your social security number so you can finally reinstate the warranty on your car.
Exactly, right? Like, I don't get enough of those. Go ahead and add more to them, please. No, but seriously. So let's just say, like in the instances that you were talking about, right? In your demographic, right? In your demographic, let's just say you have an older demographic of individuals who might not be able to attend some of these events, but still want to be actively there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. Hey, nephew or grandson, can you come over here and set up my camera, or can you turn on whatever? Can you hook this up for me? And they can go hook it up, and boom, they can still actively be a part of their community, of the fellowship, and everything else that they got going on in that event, and they're still able to be there without missing out.
Right.
It offers various ways for us to still be actively there, actively present, still being able to be there, and still show that to other people who are watching. Hey, Louise couldn't make it tonight, but you know what? She was there virtually.
Yep.
She heard the gist of everything. Nothing gets missed. Nothing gets passed by. That's the magic of what this is, the power of what it is, and why it's so important. So, again, we're just me and Russ have said this over and over and over again. We talked about this last year, middle of the beginning of the pandemic. We just scratching the surface. We're just barely
starting.
We're barely pulling back one level right now. We've scratched it. Now we're pulling it back a little bit. There's a little bit more things that are starting to evolve because, again, you're making me. Well, here's the thing: those of us who are investing time and the efforts into doing this, we're going to start seeing the fruits of our labor start to come back. This is why I said this is what the creator economy is. People want to get into this for a reason, because now you can build a career in helping somebody out apart from just doing coaching, right? Your coaching can only go so far, but when you create video and when you do certain things tied into your coaching, you don't have to actively be there for it to still make an impact. You signed up for my course. Look, here's 10 videos that you get, first of all, before we even do a one-on-one session. Talking about A through Z, how to do. Oh, yeah, by the way, here's the PDF and the workbook to go along with it. That way, when we go meet, I don't have to be there for revenue streams to start generate ways for me to support myself. And this is about sustainability for us.
And I love this comment.
Building systems
I love the
around
comment.
it. Yeah.
Oh. Go ahead, Russ.
No, I was just going to say, creating systems that allow efficiency to take over, document and delegate as soon as possible, and just continue to improve those systems. So, like Gabe just said, provide a framework in advance so you can actually build out every episode, every show, every event, and every opportunity that you have in a way that is easy access, and you remove the friction from getting to the results.
Sure.
I
Hey,
was
so
looking at the
Russ,
comment.
why don't
Oh,
you
oh,
take and tell us as we're wrapping up here, why don't you tell everybody really
mm.
kind of what you and Gabe are putting together and how people can support you and what resources are available, and then give us your contact points, and then we'll go to Gabe after you.
You bet. So what is taking place right now actively is the Pirate Syndicate is building up courses. I'm developing courses. I'm getting other members like Gabe and some people from the community like yourselves in order to maybe put something together to articulate a specific skill set or a goal or a mission that you're interested in sharing with. And then with that content, we're going to continue to build and educate and update producers that want to be full-time producers and actually go out and do that on a regular basis. And then that way we can actually promote the Pirate Syndicate to actually go out and do this kind of work for other agencies, companies, individuals that are actually in need of building their authority, building their brand, but they don't know where to start. They don't know how to start. They don't know what needs to be done. So putting these systems in place and then launching this in a way that everybody can participate and achieve results from is our goal. And that's what's in progress right now. So we can actually build that out. And it's actually, I'm pretty excited about it. So more to come on the results of that. But you can always go to thepiratesyndicate.com/courses and start taking courses right now.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too. I'm excited about collaborating with you guys on that. And your best connection points are between LinkedIn and the Pirate Syndicate, Russ?
Yep.
Okay.
You can track me down.
I mean, that's what I wanted to offer. Like what you're talking about, Russ, is Russ A, Russ B, both of you, both what we're adding, right? Because I wanted to put together a virtual boot camp to get people excited about live streaming.
Right.
Because there's so many things that like we've talked about that go just beyond, starting on and turning on a camera, right?
Yeah.
There's strategy that there's sessions to talk about strategy, and there's businesses and developing business through live streaming. There's segments in how to actually, again, repurposing of what you're creating, right? And then learning how to find and develop things like what you've done already, Russ, and bringing in sponsors or using things like affiliate marketing. There's so many different things that can be touched upon that go into the realm of live streaming. That's why I wanted to have a boot camp to bring on people who are doing this already and bring it into the space. Like, again, Scott, you have a different perspective because you're doing Amazon Live and you're doing it with authors, right? There's a different angle from doing it in that part of the creative space because you're bringing creatives on, but you're also tying in business because Amazon is a business platform. They want you to sell actively. They want you to be a salesperson on here. There's a reason they give you the affiliate links. There's a reason that they put carousels in there for you to add books and content and workshops and all the things that go along with that.
Right.
So that's why it's vital what we're doing here to kind of bring all of this together and to take advantage of, again, the time, the effort, the work, and everything that we've put into this. This is what the payoff is. This is, we still get to, again, here's the added benefit. We still get to help people.
Yeah.
We still, at the end of the day, that's what's offered is that you're still meeting your values because you're still helping somebody, right? That's the biggest thing for the value I don't want to lose is the ability to still help somebody get to an objective or a point or a goal. Right. And yet sustain what I need to do for myself as well so I can continue to do what I love.
Right.
So
exactly. And the best way they get in touch with you to find out more about what you love is
LinkedIn. That's my home. That's my home hub. I'm on other platforms, but if you're going to find me, that's where you're going to find me most active. That's where you're going to probably be able to connect with me quicker than any other place. It's just simply find me on LinkedIn and connect with me, and let's talk. I mean, you're trying to get. I'm going on. I'm doing everything and everywhere that I possibly can. I'm spreading myself everywhere that I can because I want to find as many people as possible who want to come to City. Because the thing is, if I might not be able to help them, but Russ can, or Russ too can help them, or you know what? I don't know. Scott knows more about Amazon than we do.
Yeah,
I can.
Well, and I want to make sure that everybody, even people that are already connected with Gabe, that are already connected with you, or on LinkedIn, or those that connect with you, make sure and subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Yes,
share that one out.
100%.
I forgot about that. Sorry, I'm not even pumping myself well. I need to go take a course on how to do that because we talked about it. The newsletter is a great way to kind of bring together as a resource, a place for creators to share what they're already doing. It's at no cost to them. Right. The only benefit is that, I get to find new creators every day. The reason that I created it was because I didn't find what I was looking for. Right. It's like when you turn on the guide, you get to browse whatever shows you want and find what's going to be interesting for you to watch. When I was trying to get on here to find live streams, I was like, man, if I didn't know you, if I didn't know you as a creator, I was like, man, I wouldn't go watch. So I was like, I need more.
Well,
options.
You never find them.
You never find them.
Yeah. Well, and that's an amazing outlet. So every morning I usually go on your email and the group, and I just click on the live streams that I want to be able to put on my calendar and take a look at. So I know that they're happening. Whether I can actually make it or not is sometimes the issue, but at least I know when they're happening and I know how to get to them. And so this is where I'd like to close things up and just say we are in an amazing world where we can create and we can really control our own destiny as far as our business and our life with all the things we're doing. I love the fact that if I want to do a business, I can create this show called The Experience Plus with my good friend D. Scott Smith. I can bring in my good friend Russ Johns and Gabe Leal. I can get some sponsors that will actually pay for the show and pay me a little bit of money. And I can just keep doing great things to give out that great information and help people along their journey. And that makes me feel better every day of my life. I am just so fulfilled by the fact that I can be part of what you guys are doing, and I can be creating things that I can do, through this whole medium. So thank you so much, guys, for being here, helping us get good information out. This could be an ongoing series with you two, because we can continue to do this, but looking forward to collaborating more and doing more things with both of you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Scott, did you have any last words before I let them head to the green room?
Well, it's so fabulous, Gabe, Russ. Thank you for joining us on the Experience Plus. Again, we're just getting the patina. We didn't even get a veneer. We just got a patina of what's available. So we've got a lot more to learn from each other. And so definitely follow Gabe, follow Russ, and learn from them, and share their content out. It's one thing. I'll just say it's great when you get on and you like somebody's post or comment. Go that one step further and hit the share button. Yeah. It means so much, especially to creators. It's just it's a way to swell the heart, and it's not hard to do.
That's right.
It's also free, by the way, like smiles.
And that's the thing, is supporting each other and sharing content is just a way to really, it makes the creators feel so great. You guys know that when your show gets shared out and people are doing things, you're thinking, wow, that's kind of cool that people care enough to take a second or two to do that. So, hey, thanks so much, guys. We're going to wrap it up. I let this go like 45 minutes over. No,
no, we're good.
Well, Gabe has been known to go much longer than that.
Oh yeah.
Been there, done that, right, Gabe?
Been there. Exactly.
Hey, back in the Blab days, Russ, do you remember
Oh, yeah.
Blab?
Blab.
Yeah.
I think I did one. It was either 10 or 12-hour
Yeah.
marathon Blab.
Oh man, it's fun to talk about people that have been on Blab and have that experience.
That's the next episode. Blab.
All right, more to come.
All
More to
right,
come.
take care. Thank you so much, you guys.
See you
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you. All right. Well, another
Hey.
episode in the books.
Yep. And I'll just, Kenneth had a comment on there, and he was just saying how nice it is to meet people offline. When we meet them online, it is great, and we build those relationships. Take the opportunity when you can to meet people live, face to face, the hashtag IRL in real life. And as my buddy Brian Fanzo says, social media and live video now turns handshakes into hugs.
There
So
you
when you
go.
meet those people, yeah, you'll be able to embrace, and life is good.
That's right. And if you know Liz Nagundu, she is great at virtual hugs.
Mhm.
She has her little hug bear or whatever it is. So, hey, listen, Scott, thanks so much. It has been a pleasure as always. You are such a great friend. And I'm ready to wind the day up for this part so I can have some dinner and go to the next thing I'm going to.
Yep,
So
I'm with you, Russ. And
we're going to say
thank you to
goodbye.
Ever for all of her work.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Ever. Thank you so
Mhm.
much. Can't even begin to say how much we appreciate that. So until we see you guys again, now the Experience Plus, remember the experience is every Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And our new mastermind group around live streaming is every Wednesday morning, 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And don't forget that the Experience Plus pops up occasionally, but you got to look at Gabe's guide because it's not always at the same time and it's not always on the
Mhm.
same day. So it varies. So you're going to want to keep an eye on that so you don't miss out.
Follow us on YouTube.
Yes, you got to do that.
Subscribe on YouTube. Hit the little bell. Get reminders.
That's it. And on to get to our YouTube page with all that great content, you can go to the experience.video and that'll take you right there. That's a simple way. The experience.video, which will magically appear in the comments as I'm saying at the experience.video. And I'm just excited about all the opportunities. As we always like to close the show out with our good friend Kermit. Until we see you again, have a great day and a great life and enjoy
the Experience Plus.
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.